guys, welcome back to my channel for a little thing that I like to call Positivi-Tuesday, where we talk about all things nice. So super excited to be here today with you guys, and the topic that I wanted to talk about today is learning. Whoop, whoop. Oh my goodness. But first of all, okay, so see, I'm on a learning journey of my YouTube channel, so you guys can watch me learn. I have to introduce myself. My name is Chelsea Dawn Khan. This segment was inspired by Bailey Sarian's need for self-care and taking a week off from her channel. If you guys have not watched my first video, make sure you do. I talk all about her. I love her so much. She does a segment called Murder Mystery Makeup Mondays. And I love it, but it's obviously very dark topics. And we do need a mental break from that from time to time, even though it's so fun to watch. So I thought that since she does on Mondays, I would hop on Tuesdays and just give a little bit of positivity to just kind of balance it all out for us. So today is actually officially my first time ever doing makeup on camera. So it is a full-blown learning experience. Am I scared? Yep, sure am. Is it going to be probably really confusing? Would I consider this a tutorial? No, because I'm just going to do my makeup while talking. Wish me luck. And it's going to be even more learning because this is like backwards for me, how everything is on my monitor. So this looks like the left side, but to me, it's actually my right side, and then vice versa. So I have to do everything backwards and on camera for the first time. Super nervous, but we're going to get through it because it's never too late to learn and to grow. So just bear with me. There's a real good chance it might not go well, you guys. We just don't know. And just so grateful that like my period zit has come to grace me for this video. So excited about that. And you know, I think that we need to just normalize being a woman and having a period. Because, oh my goodness, this is so weird to do it this way. Here we go. Because like, it's just all of us have periods. Well, most of us. And, you know, this is so weird to do. If men are uncomfortable with period talk, like I would really just say get over it, because like you're here because your mom had a period. And if you have children, guess what? They're here because your lady or whoever it was has a period. So, it's a natural part of life. I don't know why we pretend like it's not, and why we just try shame ourselves all the time and act like it's not a thing that women go through. So yeah, I get a period zit when I get my period. Most of the time it's typically on my chin. So this little guy is new for me, and we're just going to ride it out and hope that it goes away soon. You guys, before I talk about learning things, I do just want to say I'm using this new Huda stick foundation, and like, let me say, it literally is the most amazing foundation of life. It gives such a natural skin-like finish, and today I have to go out and I just have some errands to run. So, you know, previously I would have been like, oh my goodness, errands? Let me do my whole face. It's just going to be just like a full face of makeup. But you know, it's 2021. Life is a bit different now. What we expect out of our days are a bit different now. We have to, well, at least where I am, in Canada, we still have to wear masks anytime we go anywhere. So I just don't want to do a full face, and that's okay. And so This is just like literally the most amazing finish ever. I use it even under my eyes instead of concealer sometime because for me it does cover enough and it just really makes me look like I'm legit not wearing makeup. And I love that because who doesn't want to look like, look at me, I'm perfect today. Now, there is definitely a time and a place for like a full concealer moment, but that's just not for me today, and that's fine. So I wanted to talk, oh, this side is even weirder, guys. Wish me luck. But I wanted to talk about learning because I think so many of us have this thing where we're like, I hate learning. I hate school. I hate this, that, and the other, right? Which is like, I really get it. I myself really did not excel in school. It was not my thing. I did not enjoy it at all. I was not good at it. My grades were always like suffering. I'm pretty sure I talked a bit about it in my last video, but I had learning challenges, I guess you could say. And I always had to end up taking like extra school to like learn just literally how to read. Oh my goodness. Okay. This side to just learn how to like read and write because I couldn't like a quote unquote normal person. Now, that being said, in the world we live in today, it's just like, it's so nice to have diagnoses for everything because it really helps you and like normalizes everything too. So I was talking to my mom, and when I was in like, I think it was grade 2, a man came to my school and said that I had problems comprehending on how to read and how to write, which is like, yeah, I did because I couldn't do it. So it really made learning a challenge for me, especially because there was no diagnosis. I know I'm very dyslexic, and it does make reading and writing and math and just skills like that, it makes it a lot more difficult because, as that man said, I can't comprehend. I don't even want to say I can't comprehend. It just jumbles everything up and becomes like very difficult. So it was always more of a challenge for me. And I did get to the point where I was like, you know what? This like learning thing, that's not for me. I'm not about this life. I hate school. I always felt like I was like stupid growing up because everyone else had such an easy time with things. And I went to a private school and it was like very academic school. There was no such thing as like the easy courses. Everything was like the hardest level. And like you just were supposed to be like this little like genius. And that just wasn't the case for me. So it was like, it was difficult. And I just grew up remembering thinking like, oh, like I'm stupid because I have to go to these extra classes, you know, and like nobody else really does. There was 2 other people in my grade who had to, and like they would put us during English class because we couldn't read and write and spell like what the rest of our grade could. They would put us in a little closet, like legitimately it was a closet. It was not a classroom. It was a closet. It was like a big closet, but it could only fit like a few desks, and they would put us in there with a separate teacher, and then we had to go learn, and then like at a much slower rate, which is fine because that's what we needed. Like I wish back then there was all the diagnoses that there are now because it would have made it so much easier, and it would have really helped for me to understand like, okay, this isn't me being stupid. This is just that I learn differently than other people, and my brain processes information differently than other people. I'm just going to pounce this out with my sponge quickly, guys. So I just always had this thing that I was like, I don't like learning. When in reality, it's actually the total opposite. As an adult, I've really come to realize that I do like learning. It just depends, like, what is it that you're learning about? Like, if it's something that I'm like, if if it's something that I'm really interested in, then like I really do enjoy learning. And if it's something, even if it's not something that I'm interested in, I also grew up really thinking like, oh, I literally can't learn. And now as an adult, I've had jobs where like I had to learn all kinds of stuff that I would have never thought. That guy just needs a little bit of help, just a tiny bit. I've had to learn all kinds of stuff that I would have previously thought, there's no way I could learn this. Like, for example, I am the worst at technology. Like, technology and I are just not friends. I just don't get it. I just don't care. Like, thankfully, I have the best husband who just does all my techie stuff for me. Like, even if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't even be filming this video right now because I wouldn't have had a clue, like not even a clue how to get started and how to do my setup and stuff. I could have figured it out, but thanks for him. I worked at a job and it kind of transitioned into me doing a lot of their, I don't want to say full-blown IT, but I had to do a lot of tech stuff for them. And like, I had no clue how to do any of this. And it was a big company and I was so scared. Like, what the heck? I'm literally the worst at technology. And you know, you just figure it out sometimes when you have to. So like, I guess what I'm really trying to say is that wasn't even something that I wanted to learn. Like, I never had a desire. I wasn't like, ooh, let me figure out how to like maintain all the cell phones for a company. That sounds real fun. And the internet and the conference calling and the this and the that. And then we switched from one kind of phone system to a different one and let me figure that out. Like, that would never be my thing. But I was able to do it and I was really proud of myself for being able to do it. And it felt really good to be able to learn that kind of stuff, you know? And then there's the things that you're really actually interested in. And it's really good to be able to say, to have the positive self-talk within yourself to say, you know what? This is something that I'm interested in that I think is going to push my life forward, or even just that is going to be like my new hobby or something fun for me to do. So let me, you know, learn how to do this and figure it out. And I just really don't ever want for people to feel like, oh, because I didn't like school, I can't learn and I can't grow. And now I'm just going to be stagnant with where I'm at in life because I don't like learning. Like, I really think that that's something that we have to get away from saying so much. Because I don't think it's a problem of not liking to learn. I think it's a problem of you don't care about what you're learning. Like, why did I need to learn about like cloud formations? I'm really sorry. What good has that done me in my adult life? No, not even my adult life. What good has that ever done me? Because I don't know what cloud studying people are called, but I have never been like, oh, I want to like study clouds. And like, that seems so much fun to me. Like, no, like literally never in the history of ever have I thought that. Yet I had to learn all about clouds and what makes what kind of cloud formation and what to watch out for when those clouds are in the sky. Like, I don't care. Of course I wasn't interested in that. Of course it was like something that was like, I just didn't care to hold that information in my brain, you know? So just really figure out the difference between things that you want to learn and that you enjoy to learn, and not just saying, oh, that's something I don't know. I don't like learning. Or even I've heard people say like, oh, I legitimately cannot learn. I'm too old for learning. There's like never a point in time. Oh, this is so weird. There's never a point in time where you're too old to learn something. Like, I can promise and guarantee you that. And I have a few examples that I'll read for you guys in a minute. See, like this is me learning to do makeup on camera. Like I look a bit like a clown at the current with that blush application, but it's okay, you know, because we can fix it and we can just do better next time. And I'll learn more tips and tricks of how to do makeup on camera when I'm not in my usual comfortable little makeup environment. And then eventually, the more that I do it, it's going to become easier and easier for me. So like, that's great. See, that's not so bad. We fixed it a bit already, guys. Yes, this side. So confusing. So, like, I hope that this message is helping a bit and making a bit of sense and making you feel, hopefully, more comfortable within yourself to actually be able to go out and learn new things so that you can achieve new goals or have new hobbies or, you know, just keep your brain active, because that's an important thing as we age, to keep our brains active. It's so confusing. Because the second, our brain is a muscle, right? So it's like learning is like literally taking your brain to the gym. And as soon as you stop, it's going to start deteriorating. And then that's kind of going to be like the beginning of the end, unfortunately. And like, I don't mean that to be morbid. I hate to say that, but it's just kind of true. Guys, don't be grossed out. This is how I clean my piercing. Like, sorry about it, but you got to get it off somehow. And that's just how I do it, okay? So let me read to you. Now, I tried to research people who have learned things later in life, but I more so found people who have become successful later in life, which I think is really great as well, because along with, can you guys see that floating in the air? I believe that to become successful, you're always going to need to be learning new things along the way. So if you become successful later in life, that tells me that most likely you've been learning new skill sets or new information or both, or even new thought patterns, new ideas, new values, anything like that at a later age in life. And I think that's so important. So without constantly learning and growing, you're only ever going to remain the same and you're going to become stagnant. And for me, that's just something that I would never want. I wouldn't want to live my life that way. I wouldn't want to be that example for other people to just, you know, stop trying, because there is so much more than what we know out there for us to experience. So I'm just going to read this to you guys. So one of the people was Judi Dench. So she's an actress. If you guys don't know her, look her up. Although Dame Judi Dench has been a standout in her work for theater and TV during her entire working career, she only became a household name in her 60s. Judi has received, oh, see guys, see, so like I'm trying to read on camera and just reading alone is hard for me because I'm dyslexic. So I just literally made a mistake. Is it embarrassing? Yeah, I don't want to say yes, but like it is. But also it's not a reason why we shouldn't try, because we're humans and humans are not perfect and we make mistakes. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to read things wrong or say things wrong. Like, how am I ever going to get better at reading out loud on camera if I don't do it? So you guys are all on like this journey with me and we can just grow together. You can laugh at me as much as you want. I don't mind. I'm going to laugh at myself too. Judi has received 7 Oscar nominations, all of them when she was over 60. So like I'm 34, almost 35, and I'm being like, it's never too late to learn. But imagine her at that age. That's when she really became successful in her career. And And even just if you think about the film industry, how much it would have changed over the years, how much she would have had to learn and grow and adapt to be able to do that. I think that's amazing. And then the other person I wanted to talk about. Okay, so there's two more I want to talk about. So one is Colonel Sanders. So you say Colonel or Colonel? I don't know. But like the KFC man, you know, I feel it's Colonel. But it says Colonel. Either way, we're going to go with Colonel Sanders. Even though it's probably totally wrong. So he did not start developing Kentucky Fried Chicken until he was in his 60s. Once his brand, see, here we go again. Once his brand was developed and growing, he sold it in his 70s and lived comfortably for the rest of his years. And also, if I remember correctly, it didn't just happen easy for him. If I remember correctly, he like tried multiple times with multiple different people trying to like make something of this. And everyone was like, no, no, no. And then finally, on like his last attempt, that's when it finally worked and it stuck. And like, it stuck. And like now KFC is such a huge thing. And so many people eat it. And imagine if he didn't keep trying and keep learning and growing, then you wouldn't have KFC, okay? So what about that? And then the last person that I want to talk about, and obviously there's way more examples of this and there's probably way better examples too, but these are just like some of them. So the last is Karl Lagerfeld. So although he pursued fashion from the age of 14, it's only later in life he made a transformation to reign as the head designer at Chanel at the age of 82. 82, okay? So you can't tell me that you are the like head designer and you're not learning new things. You literally can't design without learning and creating new things. I mean, I guess you can if you're being a copycat, but like to be the head of Chanel, come on. He's learning new things daily at 82. So there's just no excuse. There's just no reason to be like, oh, I'm too old to learn. I hate learning. Just find something you want to learn. I'll tell you guys a funny story. I'm just going to put a little light coat of mascara on for my day while I attempt to tell this story. We'll see how it goes. So because like, you know, we're living in a pandemic. Oh, you guys, I have a chunk of my eyelashes missing out in the center here. I don't know if you can see it. I don't know how or when that happened, but those little bad boys are gone. Oh, they're gone, but they will grow back. Thank goodness. Oh my goodness. They're like they're so short. Oh, that's so upsetting. Maybe they came off with my eyelash curler. I put my mascara on first and then I let it dry a bit and then I curl my lashes. And like, I'm going to be very honest, I don't always clean off my eyelash curler and sometimes it gets a bit sticky. So I have no one to blame except for myself on this one, you know? Like, oh well. Look at just like how much better my eye looks with just a tiny nice little layer of mascara on. That's so much better. Also, guys, this foundation, let me show it to you. This guy. It is so amazing because you don't have to set it if you don't want. And I really like to not set it because it just leaves my face feeling nice and light and fresh and like just ready to go. And it literally looks so skin-like. It's insane. Like people are just going to think that I have the most amazing skin. And like, I don't. I try to take pretty good care of my skin and like I feel like I have pretty good skin, but I'm very, very, very fair. Like I'm usually like the second or third lightest foundation color that you can get. So like if I even get the slightest bit hot, my cheeks will turn really red, and like around my nose turns red. And so like that redness will always come through, but this foundation just really helps to keep that concealed and on the DL. You know what I'm saying? I thought, because I have an amazing husband, he's allowing me to stay home at the current because he really knew that I wanted to be able to do this. I've been wanting to do this for years, and I've just never really, I've always had so many things on the go that I never really had the opportunity. So part of, for myself, what I feel I need to be a productive wife, right? So, I don't know how Bailey does this. She always does her lips on camera while she's talking. She is a superstar. You know, okay, we're just gonna work our way through this. So I thought, like, what skills can I do so that I can be a good stay-at-home wife, and I can add value to our household, and I can make him feel good, and like I can take some stress off. So I was like, let me learn how to bake bread. Now, I don't make things. Like, it's just not, I'm like more of a creative, artistic person than like a food maker type person. Like, that's just not for me. I wish it was. I'm definitely learning. I make a real good salmon and veggies now, but that's like the only thing I learned. I mean, not the only thing I learned, the only thing I've learned so far and make. This week I have to venture into other things because Rex came home and he was like, I can't eat salmon anymore after today. It's been like 4 weeks of like every single night. What are we eating? Oh, salmon. So I thought, let me learn how to make bread. Okay. This was before I ventured into like the salmon making, and a friend gave me this recipe that was supposed to be like super easy. And so I was like, cool, let me try and make this. So I did, and like, it just didn't work out. What was supposed to be so easy, unfortunately for me, like, it just wasn't. It just didn't. It just was like this big lump. It was supposed to like rise and be like this circular type dough, I guess you would say, that you can like mold and then put in the pan. And by the time mine was done, it just was like, it was like liposuction extract, okay? And there was like no possible way that you could mold it at all. Like, it just, nothing worked. I was so upset. I get like really crazy when I have PMS the day before I get my period. And so of course I did this the day before I got my period and was like, oh my goodness, I am like not a maker. I'm not meant to make things. Whatever. I was so upset. I was like, I'll never do it again. I was like sending pictures of it to my mom and being like, I can't do it. And then, you know, I had to get a grip on reality and pull myself together and realize, I think there's too much water in this and not enough flour. And I think I didn't let it rise long enough, because everybody's house is different too. So, you know, I really just had to pull myself together and try it again, which I did. And then I was able to make it. And then this second time, it got stuck in the pan real bad. And then again, I was like, oh no, life is over. I'm just dramatic like that, is what you need to know. And then I pulled myself together again and made it a third time. And I was like, wow, I can actually do this. And then I learned how to make different types of bread. I went to my other friend's house and learned how to make bread with her. And now I can do that literally without even using the recipe. I just know how because I've learned it. It's a new skill for me. And for Christmas, I was able to make loaves of bread for people. And like, that's so new. I would have never done that before. So not that making bread is some huge life accomplishment that no one can do. Like, I'm pretty sure almost the entire world has learned how to make bread in the last year, but it's just like an example that you can, and if it doesn't work the first time, because if you're learning something new, it's like a really great chance that it's not going to work the first time. You can just reset and try again. And like, tomorrow is always a new day, or like 5 minutes from now is a new minute, you know? And so just don't be a quitter and don't give up and don't be so hard on yourself, because sometimes great things, making bread is a great thing, sometimes great things just take time. If everything great was easy, wouldn't everybody have all the most amazing great things? Like, greatness is meant to be something that you have to strive for and try for, and you have to earn it. So just don't give up on yourself. Just have faith in yourself. Just know that you're worthy of trying new things and learning new skills. And that if you have a goal and a dream and a desire, that if you just give yourself time and if you apply the proper tools and learning techniques, that you can do it. Not that this is the most amazing face of makeup, but it's a face of makeup, and like, I think that it looks pretty good. And that's the first time I've done it on camera and in reverse of what my actual face is. Now I have to learn how to edit, which is going to be even more scary. I'm scared for that. But what I do know is that once I learn how to do it, it's going to become so much easier, and it will be something that becomes much faster for me to do. And it's not going to be this thing of like, oh snap, today I have to learn how to edit, because once you've learned it, you just know how, okay? So then it's going to make doing all these things so much easier for me. It's just that it's going to take time. That is my message for the day, my video for the day. I hope that it resonates with you. I hope that it's maybe that slight bit of positivity that you needed for your day. I hope that maybe it's inspired you to try something new. I would really encourage, even if it's something tiny, like if you haven't like painted your nails in a while or something, you know, anything, just try it. You really might like it. That's what my grandma always says. She says, try it, you'll like it. You just never know unless you're going to try. So that is my message for the day. Thank you all so much for coming and spending some time with me, making my dreams come true. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I would love to be like, oh, subscribe. It's here and there. Excuse me, I don't know where here and there is, so just do it and then hit that bell button, because like, I know you're going to want to come back for some more. Okay, so subscribe. Thank you again for spending some time with me. I was just so excited and happy to be able to spend some time with you guys. Once again, my name is Chelsea Dawn Kahn, and have the best rest of your day.